everybody. Thanks for joining today. I have the privilege of speaking with Pablo Diaz of the Butcher's Grill House on Garnet Avenue in Pacific Beach. He's going to share a little bit about his business today, and I'm really pleased to be able to bring that information to you. Pablo, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you, John. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Thank you. So the Butcher's Grill House is a relatively new addition to Garnet, but it sounds like your business has gone through some iterations. Tell me a little bit how you got into the restaurant business in general, and the journey of the Butcher's Grill House so far.
Of course, yeah. I'm fairly new, John. I'm fairly new to the business industry, to the restaurant industry. I just started beginning of last year. So all the project was we came up with all the project prior to our friend COVID-19, and then that made me take a kind of a turn there, and I started out with a food truck. So my big project, or my initial project, was a steakhouse, which by when we were about to roll it out, COVID hit, and we decided to. I just have another, but that's why I'm talking in so I have a partner that he's basically the money guy, but so we decided to start out with a food truck, thinking that it would be a good option during the pandemic, and then move into the brick and mortar. So that happened last year. We started out a food truck in August last year. It was called the Butcher's Mobile Grill, not the Butcher's Grill House, and we moved it into the sandwiches that we're carrying right now. So all the products you're going to see in my menu are basically grilled items, grilled products, to get a little bit of the taste of what's coming in the future with the project that we have leading to the grill. To the steakhouse.
Got it. And so, that's a big change. And you know, after speaking with a lot of restaurant owners, the stories of how they got into the business are as varied as the number of people I talk to. You know, sometimes it was, they started as a teenager washing dishes and worked their way on up. And sometimes it's more like your story, where it's like, hey, I was doing something else until a year ago, and I decided to open a restaurant. That entrepreneurial spirit is amazing. What prompted the decision to get into that? Was there a seminal moment? And what advice would you give to entrepreneurs who want to make a change like that?
So, yeah, I mean, obviously cooking has been my passion all my life, right? I mean, I remember since I was a little kid, going shopping all the weekends with my dad, and then just getting home and preparing lunch and dinner and making barbecues. And so in my family, I think it runs everybody. We all really love the kitchen. Any gathering, in a family gathering we have, it always takes place in the kitchen, and somebody's doing something and prepares something. So it's been my passion all my life, the cooking. I don't have any professional experience cooking. It's all been just learning as it goes, right? So I've had this project of opening a restaurant since I can remember. I mean, I was basically a teenager, and thinking about, hey, when I get an opportunity, I'm sure I think I'm gonna open a restaurant. And as life went by, I mean, I started my career. I've always been in the retail career. I worked for retail stores, and then I moved to the vendor side. And I was working for Pepsi-Cola 3 years ago, and something clicked, and it was like, hey, I'm not getting any younger. I really want to do this. I think we have to do it. So I started working on projects and putting things on papers and ideas and all this stuff. And it came that time where I said, you know what, I'm tired of the corporate world. I need to follow my dream. And if I don't do it right now, I don't see it getting any easier, right? So that's what happened. And that's what happened. And as I mentioned, early last year, early 2020, yeah, I started. I decided to put my project, my plan, on a piece of paper and go out there. I talked to a couple friends and got the money and said, let's go, let's do it. The advice that I would give people is, after 2 years or almost 2 years in this adventure, is if you don't really have the passion for what you're going to do, think it twice, because it's hard. And I know I mean, we had all this pandemic in the way, and it didn't make it any easier, but nevertheless, I mean, the reality is that you open a restaurant because you love cooking and you're thinking that you're going to be cooking all day. But when you own a business, cooking is or that portion of that passion of yours of cooking is probably only 15 or 20% of everything that entails having a business, right? I mean,
sure.
Everybody sees the chef in its white Philippine cooking with their pants in the back. They don't see the part of butchering an animal or cleaning the floors or cleaning the sink. So it's tough. It's tough. But if you have that passion, I mean, it's so rewarding when the real actual part of the business that you love, you put it out there and people appreciate it. It's really, really rewarding.
That's terrific. And let's talk about what you are putting out there, because something that struck me about the menu at the Butcher's Grill House is that it's very simple and very concise, but at the same time, it manages to have something seemingly for everyone. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the menu and how you developed it?
Yeah, and I think that's something that people are not totally aware of, how it came along, being so simple, only 6 items. It does have a story behind it. So as I mentioned, my passion is grilling, and my background is my dad is Cuban. I was born here in the U.S., but I was raised in Mexico since I was 3 years old until 10 years ago. I was raised in Mexico City. Then I moved back to California. My mom was Spanish. So there's a lot of diversity of cultures in my family. And if you see my menu, that's a little bit of the story I'm telling, right? I mean, we have the Cubano, my dad is Cuban. We have the Mexicano, that's my heart, and I consider myself Mexican, even though I'm an American. Then obviously I love my country as well. So we have the All-American, the Californian, coming back to California and starting all the adventure here. So it has a little bit, and then obviously adding the vegetarian and stuff to have an option for everybody. And lately I've got a lot of customers asking for gluten-free bread. I don't have it available right now, but that's something that I'm definitely going to put into my menu. But yeah, it actually has a story behind it, of the menu.
That's really cool. And have you found what are the crowd favorites so far, do you think?
I obviously I sell my Cuban as the signature sandwich.
Okay.
And so it is my number one seller. And then very close to the Cubano, I have the California is doing very, very well.
Got it. Okay. Well, those will be the ones to try. I haven't had your Cubano yet, but I love a good Cubano sandwich. So I'm looking forward to that very much.
And let me tell you something, this is a real deal, because I know in the West Coast, we're not that close to the culture of the Caribbean and the Cuban side and Puerto Rican side. This is the real deal. This is a real Cubano. I have a couple of Cuban people that come here and they already gave me the thumbs up and said, hey, dude, keep it going.
That's a big endorsement. And yeah, on the West Coast, I mean, a lot of people offer it, but it's what you get when you order it. Sometimes you never know. Yeah,
it's similar to the pizza, right? It's similar to the pizza.
Right.
In the East Coast, doesn't matter where you have a slice of pizza, it's going to be amazing. Yeah. And here you have to look for it.
Yeah, no, that's right. So one thing I always like to talk about a little bit, especially with newer restaurants as they're coming up, is we have so many options now for ordering with these intermediary services. But once you get under the hood a little bit, you find out that can cost your restaurant owner, your local business owner, quite a bit more than if you'd gone directly to them. So what are your offerings and what are your preferences as to how people reach you and how to order?
Yeah, so I struggled a little bit with that, to be honest. I because of my age, I wasn't born with a cell phone in my hand, so it's not that obvious for me. but yeah, I have all the options. I have obviously I have a website where you can order online. I am doing delivery with Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Google Direct.
Okay.
My POS is Toast. I also offer deliveries through Toast.
Okay, great.
And I'm integrating all that with a company called Chowly, which is working very well. I just started that because I was having a lot of trouble with the integration of all these partners in my POS.
Sure.
And these guys brought me a really good solution. And so right now you check in Google Maps, you find me there. You can order online, or you can order through Yelp, or basically it's very easy to access my menu.
Okay, well, and we'll make sure that when we get this up, that the links to go direct to your website are there, and people can order direct. And that is interesting. It kind of goes back to what you were saying, right? You envision putting on your chef hat and grilling for the people, and the next thing you know, you're tech support, and you're trying to figure out all this stuff.
It's crazy. It's crazy because I understand that I have to do all the social media and Instagram and Facebook, mm-hmm. but it's not natural on me. I mean, it's not something that it's obvious for me. So I'm learning. I have people helping me out, and I'm going to get advice from the younger crews of my family to make sure I'm there, and I'm giving the offers that people are looking for and needing, right? I mean, but yeah, I mean, obviously you can follow me Facebook, Instagram, and
we'll get all
those. I'm trying to have all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, no, we'll get all those links up as well so people can find you. And it is really a fun community. The Pacific Beach business owners, I know you guys help each other out. And I always like to ask people when I'm speaking with them, who they'd like to shine a light on. The other day I was talking to the women who own Our Green Affair, and they actually mentioned you. They're neighbors, and they're really good at the social media scene too. So I know that you guys will sync up and do good things there. But in addition to them, are there any spots that you've found that you really like, or businesses that you've interacted with, or maybe just a favorite thing to do in PB?
You're absolutely right. I mean, people here have been very, very, very nice. All the business owners are very welcoming, and they help you out, and you're new to the neighborhood, and they give you advice. And it's been very surprising to me to see how open they are. Yeah, Janet and Jackie are amazing. My neighbors here of the affairs, definitely. And they're also Mexican, so we have that in common as well. And then the guy near me, the hookah lounge, Ali, is also a great guy. And then like 2 blocks towards the beach, there's a little place called Yerba Mate, which is really nice. They have this Argentinian tea and empanadas, and they have some pretty good coffee. There's a lot of spots. I mean, there's a lot of spots. I've been kind of knowing the people in the block. Fred on Cass with the Square Pizza as well. Really nice guy. Everybody has been really, really nice. I've only been here for 4 months. I'm the new guy in the block, but everybody really nice, and it's just a fun place to be.
Yeah.
I'm more in the trying to capture the local and the morning crew more than the party crew. Because there's a lot of that too.
Sure.
But everybody's been amazing, and there's a lot of, I mean, the variety of ages is amazing. I have a lot of older fellows that come in, and I think my place has a really nice atmosphere, very welcoming, very warm to sit down and just relax for a while here. All my plants are natural. I love my plants. I treat them like my babies. So it's a lot of wood, a lot of plants, really, really welcoming to sit here and have a nice sandwich. Unfortunately, I can't serve any beer or wine, which would be nice, but it's a really nice place. So I'm focusing more on the locals and the afternoon morning crowd.
Got it. And no, I think your menu serves that well. And just speaking of your location, yeah, not only are you in the heart of PB, but there's such an iconic building too. That's such a cool building.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And
it has its things, right? It's an old building, so you
sure,
also have
right.
plumbing, that stuff, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. No, I know how that goes. My day job is real estate, and I love old buildings and old architecture, but it always comes with some caveats.
The price.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to get this message out and share that, so we can get those crowds, stopping by in the morning, and to everybody, as you mentioned, it's great that you're getting a great cross section. Now, one of the things that kind of makes me roll my eyes and gives me a little bit of heartburn sometimes is when people think about Garnet and they think it's only the late night crew, but that's all that there is to offer on Garnet. And it's so not true. Beautiful lunch spots, breakfast spots that you're putting out there. And I love that we can put that message out. Sure, the nightlife's great, and sure, that's a fun part of PB, but it's only a small part.
Yeah, and it's a huge. It's just Garnet, but you go and in the inner streets, a lot of people living here, a lot of nice people walking the streets in the morning and the afternoons. I mean, to your point, it's not only party, and it's wonderful people. I mean, very, very, very opening people. I felt like at home here, so I really appreciate that. Again, I'm here to. I really need people to come check me out, because I haven't disappointed yet. You guys can see my reviews and everything. People are loving it. People that come in are definitely coming back. I just need people to try me for the first time.
We will get some more people in there for you. And let's make sure we know where that is. We've talked about the building. We've talked about generally where you are, but we haven't shared your address yet.
Yeah.
Where are you?
My address is 978 Garnet Avenue, almost corner with Cass Street.
Got it. All right. And again, we'll get the website and the social media links up for people to find you and follow you there as well. And awesome. I am sincerely looking forward to that Cubana sandwich. I will be in soon for that. And I just want to thank you again for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you. I love getting to know people in the neighborhood. I thank you very much.
No, I thank you, John. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I hope I don't disappoint. Looking forward to meet as many people as possible. Thank you so much.
Likewise, man. Take care. Enjoy your holiday season, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the shop.
You too. Thank you so much.